Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever, not yet. We are here for the AIM Group session for lucrative world of classified advertising, investment and innovation. I'm glad you're here. I want to give you a very short introduction what we are going to do today. So we tell you briefly about the AIM Group. That's necessary. We talk about classifieds and margins. We talk about the big 5 classified companies that are at the moment competing to rule the world. We talk about 8 major classified investors, and we take your questions and answers after the session, not in the session, because it's just 15 minutes. And the very last thing is a giveaway wrap-up we tell you about. First, some sentences about the AIM Group. We are consultants and publishers of classified intelligence report. We are doing this since more than 15 years, so it's really a heritage we are carrying with us, but this also makes us to experts in this specific niche. Let's see how this current reports look like. You probably will never see a printout again, because we are publishing in PDF. But you can see there is quite something we are publishing. We are publishing 23 of these reports each year that are available to our subscribers. Some of them are available to everyone, and you can buy them on our website. But let's have a look how the regular reports look like, because we do not always publish 188 pages because nobody can read this if you get it twice a month. So what are we focusing on at the regular reports? We are looking at, I don't know whether you can see this, at specific players that are doing something special. We are looking, for example, here we have Kinnevik, we have Dritco and Latin America player. We are looking at topics. So if you could read the headline on this other report, it would tell you that it was how you can, on the mobile, do recruiting. Or the other one is about business networks in Europe. So social networking, what does it mean in the classified field? But we are consultants who publish, not only or in no way publishers who consult. So what is the AIM Group? The AIM Group has been built back in 1998 by this guy who's standing next to me. His name is Peter Zollman, and he will take over in some seconds and put you through our interesting investment cases in classifieds part. I'm the director of EMEA, so I'm responsible for this part of the world, and I'm happy to take your questions later on. The AIM Group is a global network of consultants, and in the core are at the moment about 35 to 40 people. This number on the screen is a little old, but we have analysts, we have journalists, and we can look into almost every country of the world to give you market intelligence and information. And we have many clients, you know, but later on. This is a map of where some of our analysts are based. But now over to Peter.
Thanks very much, Katja. Obviously, many of the people in this room are investors or classified companies, and we want to talk about how lucrative a world it can be. If you know the history of the newspaper industry, especially in the United States, you would know that anywhere from 10 to 50%, even 60% were average margins until just a few years ago. Until 2008 or 2009, newspapers weren't printing newspapers on those printing presses, they were printing money. It was an amazingly lucrative business. Just a few short years ago, all of the changes wrought by the internet disrupted it. But what made newspapers so profitable? It was the classified advertising. No matter what happens, people are going to have to find a house or find a flat to rent or find some tenants or sell a house. People are going to need a car or a scooter or some way to go to work. They need transportation. They need a job, and employers need employees. Or they need to find a way to sell some stuff, you know, their baby stuff once the kid grows up, or buy a bicycle or sell a bicycle. In Amsterdam, people buying and selling bicycles all the time. So cars, homes, jobs, and stuff are very important. Newspapers were making tons of money from classifieds. This is one example. In 2004, at the San Jose Mercury News, the heart of Silicon Valley, of course, and it was the height of the dot-com boom, they did $130 million in revenue in recruitment advertising alone. That probably had a margin of 70 to 80%. Massive margins. Just 5 years later, they were down to $13 million, 1/10 in 5 years, because of the collapse of classified advertising and the dot-com bust. But the bust has been devastating to newspapers. Who's making the money? Here are 3 of the most profitable classified sites in the world that we know of. There may be others, but these are 3 of the most. Here's Le Bon Coin in France, owned by Schibsted. Small investment, not a very big company. 2012 revenue was 97.7 million euros. 2000 net profit was 67.7 million euros. The margin was 69.2%, and all these numbers are presented by Schibsted, in fact. In 2013, first half, their revenue went up 31%. Their margin now exceeds 70%, that's EBITDA, and they're just getting started. They're going to be raising their rates in automotive. They're going to be raising their rates in real estate. They're going to be raising their rates in recruitment. The issue is that they want to become absolute market dominant first. They are totally focused on market dominance rather than on early stage profits. Not that these are bad early stage profits, right? I mean, anybody would settle for 70% margin. Here's Finn, another Schibsted company. One of the reasons we use Schibsted as examples is because Schibsted is very public with their figures. Their profit, their revenue in 2014 was 214 million. In 2012, their net profit was only 104 million, or 49%, sorry, 49%. This is the most mature of all the Schibsted markets, classified markets. Their EBITDA in 2013 hit 55%, meaning it's gone up, whether they're squeezing more margin out or the revenue and the margins have improved. And this is their most mature site, as I said. Here's Craigslist. Who uses Craigslist? Boy, in the States, every hand goes up. In Europe, it's Gumtree, or in UK, it's who uses Gumtree? Nobody uses Gumtree. Nobody here from the UK. One Gumtree user. Each market, it's different, obviously. 2013 revenue, we're the only guys who figure out Craigslist revenue. 2013 revenue is about 166 million. Profit is only 130 million. Margin is 78.6%. All of the numbers, by the way, are in this report. And that's a rough estimate. That's a rough estimate. It's probably higher, both the revenue and the margin. We are very conservative in our estimate numbers. Craigslist could quadruple its revenue and improve quality at the same time. But they don't care. They're not capitalists, they don't care. Here are the big 5. I will go through them very briefly. Number 1 is Schibsted. They're very aggressive, determined, competitive. They have more than 40 brands around the world. Most of them they talk about. Some of them you have to kind of find on your own. Some are profitable. Many are still in the investment mode, which means they're losing money, they're spending a lot because they think ultimately they will dominate that market and they will win. Most are based on their Blocket model in Sweden. A few operate on different models, but most are Blocket oriented. They want to be #1 everywhere, and they're very, very aggressive about it. Naspers, based in South Africa. They have big stakes in Tencent in China and Mail.ru. They have identified 23 countries as their target markets. Some of them are competing directly with Schibsted. Again, we have the list in here. They have multiple brands. In some countries, they operate 2 or 3 different brands. They compete with each other, and they're fighting to see who's going to be dominant. OLX, Avito, Allegro Group, and others are their investments. Some are wholly owned, some are 18% owned, like Avito. They're in e-commerce and classifieds as well. And in 2013, their internet revenue overtook their pay TV revenue. For many years, they were primarily a pay TV company. eBay. You probably don't think of eBay as in the classifieds business, but there's Gumtree. There are a number of different brands. There's Kijiji, Mobile.de in Germany. Marktplatz is an eBay company in Amsterdam. They had a bit of a roller coaster ride with their businesses in 2013. They've shut a couple of down. They've grown others, and they're tying in very, very heavily to social media and auctions. They're trying to merge the models a bit. Axel Springer is involved with General Atlantic. There have been a number of General Atlantic people at this conference. General Atlantic has a 30% stake in Axel Springer Digital Media. General Atlantic has invested at least 320 million euros, maybe more. They own Stepstone, a job board, Imonet, which is a real estate portal, Seloger, another real estate portal. They have added Total Jobs, ImmoWeb in Belgium, and more. And they say if an opportunity comes up, we can act fast, and we've proven it. Just last week, they bought Saon Group, which is another job site, job board. And of course, Craigslist. What more can I say about Craigslist? Well, this is their revenue breakdown. Most of it comes from recruitment, but they have a number of others. And this is what their revenue chart over the last 10 years looks like. And they don't even try. They're not capitalists. They don't think of themselves as capitalists. Investment companies. I'm putting a little asterisk here. These are not the big 8 investment companies. These are 8 big investment companies. There's a big difference. There's Apax Partners. They own Autotrader.co UK, Autotrader in Canada, Autotrader in South Africa, and others. They're based in London. There's Baring Vostok. They're based in Russia, and they primarily own a large piece of Avito. Caledonia owns real estate, including they're the largest holder in Rightmove, in Trulia, and Zillow, about $1 billion in assets there. Canaan Partners, General Atlantic, Kinnevik, which is based in Sweden, a very, very strong, powerful family-owned and run investment company. Providence Equity is invested in Autotrader in the UK, no relation to Autotrader.com in the US, no relation to Autotrader in the UK. And Tiger Global Management, which has investments in Africa, in Latin America, and in other markets. So this is the report. All of this information and much more is in there. Now for the giveaways. Number 1, if you give me your business card or give Katja your business card, we will add you to the mailing list for our freemium report. It's the old, we want to give you a lot of information for free, but there will be some things that you have to click on and become a client to read them. But we tell you, we don't drive you crazy with that. Number 2, we can send you the preview edition of this report. You can download it from aimgroup.com. And if you want, we have a 20% discount on the report for the next couple of weeks. If you just have to add the code, it's on aimgroup.com. So we're going to skip the Q&A. I've got 22 seconds left. Perfect. We're going to skip the Q&A. We will be around for a little while, but I offer you a social media tip. In case of fire, please exit the building first and then tweet about it. Thank you very much to all of you for coming. I'd like to meet each one of you individually, seriously. I rarely do a presentation where I want to meet everyone individually, but we'll be around for a few minutes and we'll be around for the rest of the day. And this is how you can reach us if you need us. Thank you very much. I ran 11 seconds over. Not bad.